What would you say to somebody, that is perhaps stuck in a situation that they ultimately can't control? Now, I mean, again,
Yeah.
there is a lot you can control. But if you are in a situation with a family member who is ill, or you're in a really bad financial situation, what are some things that you can do to calm yourself in a situation like that, where you can't really perhaps exit it, and perhaps you are the support system in it? What are some things that you can do to gain some calm for yourself around a situation of that nature?
Yeah, one of the first things you can do if you're stuck in a situation that's very challenging, but it's pretty much out of your control, you kind of have to stay in it. You can't leave it for various reasons. The first thing you can do is what I say is stop expecting and start accepting. The first principle of the art of living is to accept people and situations as they are. And so what I say is stop expecting, start accepting. Expectations lead to misery and unhappiness. Acceptance leads to joy and peace and happiness. And so why are we so bothered by a situation or a person? It's because we expect them or that situation to be different than it is. We don't accept it fully. I was just in India for 2 weeks, and I went there for spiritual experience and a deep silent meditation retreat. And, of course, I was looking forward to having an amazing experience. And the last 2 trips I were in India were deeply transformational, and I had lots of energy, and I felt great, and I was happy, and lots of synchronicities, a lot of beautiful experiences. This trip was so vastly different. And, it could have been mentally and emotionally absolutely terrifying and terrible had I let it. Because I got very physically sick. There was a stomach virus going around. And most people got it for a day or two. Some people got it for longer. Some people got it multiple times. Like what happened to me is I got it for a day and a half and just wiped me out. And then I was fine for 2 days and I had a beautiful experience. And then I got it for like the next 6 or 7 days. And it was awful. Like absolute diarrhea, like 20 times a day. I couldn't eat anything. I had no energy, stomach aches, headaches, pain. And yet I was still wanting to, participate in everything that was going on there, all the experiences, all the ceremonies, the meditations, all that kind of stuff. But all I wanted to do was lay on my bed. I had no energy. I lost like 15 pounds. I was like so depleted. Very physically ill. And yet, had I let my mind, had I not had, the tools I have now, had I let my mind get wrapped up in that. What a terrible experience this is. I can't believe this is happening. This shouldn't be happening, right? I'm supposed to be here having a good time, and look at what's happening. This is what the mind does. It plays all these tricks on us.
I'm never going back.
Yeah, I'm never going back. I can't believe this. I couldn't eat the food, and first few days the food tasted amazing. After that, it made me want to vomit just smelling it. Like there was this association, which wasn't the food. It was my body. So I was I can't, food here is terrible, and I'm in this hot room and it's loud and noisy at night. Like so many things the mind could have focused on to make my experience even 10 times worse.
Right.
But it didn't. Yeah, I was physically ill and I felt absolutely terrible. And that was not fun. But I kept my mind focused on the present. I did my breath work. I did my meditations. I attended the experiences. I still kept a smile on my face as often as I could. I had no energy to talk to people, but I was still just trying to participate. And I didn't let my mind take over. And so this is a perfect example of when you're going through challenging times in life, is you realize what's actually causing all of your mental, emotional suffering, and it's your expectations. You're expecting things to be different than what they actually are. This is what it is. This is the situation. You either leave it and change, or you stay in it and you accept it as it is. There's another term for that, and we call it unconditional love. And so if we practice unconditional love, which means no conditions, right? I love you if you're this. No, that's conditional love. I love you if, I love the situation if I'm healthy, if I'm happy. I love India if I'm feeling good. No, you accept it as it is. And what happens, even if you're going through a challenging situation, is you have so much more peace. I had peace. My roommates with me it was at an ashram, and we were staying in dorms. There's 3 people in a room. And they said, I was so inspired by how you went through. He just messaged me today, actually. He said, I was so inspired by how you went through that situation. I saw how sick you were, and yet, you know, you still kept a smile on your face. You still were at peace. You were dying over there, and yet somehow you went through that with so much grace and poise. I couldn't believe it. And that's the ability we all have. We all have that ability within us, but it requires practice. It requires this knowledge. It requires, you know, a daily practice. The more we do these things, then we can go through life with more grace and more ease, and less of the mental, emotional suffering. Yeah, the physical body is going to suffer. It's going to fall apart as we age. Aging is a part of life. We have to accept. Mm-hmm. As you get older, your body will fall apart. Period. Now you can do, I mean, it's true, right? I mean, you experience as you get older. It's like, you're gonna have more joint pain.
Things will change.
Things will change. That is out of your control. Now,
yes.
What's in your control is what you put in your mouth, what exercise you do, you know, how much time you spend watching terrible movies or actually getting good sleep, you know, how much time you spend in nature, how much time you spend on screens, so there's a lot in your control that reduces the aging effect. There's a lot in your control that reduces chronic disease risk. There's a lot in your control that reduces those things. But eventually, the body slows down. Eventually, the body withers away. Eventually, we're all going to die. That is a fact. And when we accept that, and we don't expect, oh, I'm going to biohack myself to 300 years old and somehow live beyond, you know,
thank you.
Live beyond reality. It's like, I'm sorry, guys, it's not going to happen. You are leaving your humanness to be a machine, and machines that have no heart and soul. Are you kidding me? Why not just awaken the power that's within you already, which is so infinite and so powerful? And to do that, we first have to understand what this human being actually is. And it is, look, the brain created computers. There's no computer that is as phenomenal as this entire system. There's nothing we could ever create on this planet that is better designed than this human body and brain and system. I mean, you could drink soda all day long, you can smoke cigarettes all day long, you drink alcohol all day long, eat fried chicken all day long, right? You can do all the things that are gonna harm your body to the max. You can be stressed out all day long. And yet your body is still going to fight for you 24/7 to repair itself and try and stay alive as long as it possibly can. Now, if that's not called unconditional love, I don't know what is. So I would say we have to learn to love our bodies unconditionally as much as our bodies love us.